You know, anytime there's a Shrek reference in a movie, it's probably welcome.
Cake! Everybody loves cakes. Cakes have layers.
It certainly was welcome in this film. Although, if you let your ears blink, you'll miss it. Welcome Matters With. I'm your host, Philip Bryan. Today, we're here to discuss movie matters with you. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F.
Detective Axel Foley, please.
Late supper, sir. Compliments of Axel Foley.
Axel Foley. Axel.
Achmal, Achwell.
Axel?
The Beverly Hills Cop film series is, well, let's put it this way. The first one is great. It's one of the biggest action comedies of the 80s. It was highly praised by critics and fans, and it was a smash hit. The second movie is good. The third movie was misguided and disappointing, and some other words I'm going to leave reserved. We'll just hold them back because that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the fourth movie in the franchise, which is called Axel F, and it harbors elements of all the previous films.
If you need me, just think Johnny Wishbone and I come running.
The Blue Nova is back. The opening of this film is not only a love note to the previous films in the series, particularly the first two, it is also a love note to the city of Detroit, where Axel Foley is one of the most famous police officers on the force, famous detective, and he is, in this film opening, mentoring younger detectives in the Axel Foley sort of way. His old partner, his old sidekick partner, Jeffrey, is now the chief, but that only gives Axel enough rope to be Axel, and for us, the fans, to have some feels for these old friends.
I'm very close to shooting you right now. Leave me alone, Jeffrey.
Meanwhile, in Beverly Hills, Axel Foley's daughter, Jane, played by Taylour Paige, is a lawyer defending a cop killer under a very suspicious case that P.I. Billy Rosewood asked her to look into. When Jane is in over her head, Billy calls Axel. But Billy is in over his head too. And we end up with Axel Foley back in Beverly Hills.
Check Rolling Stone magazine's Axel Foley.
And then Axel does Axel Foley things and gets arrested by Beverly Hills PD.
You know, this is the cleanest and nicest police I've ever been in my life. This thing's nice in my apartment.
And that sent us off to the action comedy races with Axel Foley and John Taggart and Billy Rosewood and newcomer to the franchise, Bobby Abbott, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, as well as Jane and Serge. Plus, we get some nice portrayals from Luis Guzman and Kevin Bacon.
Footloose. And in it, a great hero named Kevin Bacon teaches an entire city full of people with sticks up their butts that dancing, well, the greatest thing there is.
This movie exists, and if you've watched my channel before, you've heard me use this term before. This movie exists in the hyper reality of 80s movies, and that's exactly where it belongs. It knows what it is. It knows it's a sequel that sits in a long dormant franchise, and it plays to those strengths. It plays to its embedded audience. It is absurd, and it is awesome, and it is a good, sweet spot blend of then and now. Yeah, that's right. This is an 80s movie in the 20s. I said what I said. That's one of the smartest moves they did, was sticking to its core and not overreaching. Embracing its heritage, embracing its themes. However, sometimes it slips from familiar to tired. And sometimes it slips from fun to cringe. Yet, those mistakes are few and far between because it rides right where it needs. It's in that pocket of perfection for a film like this. The original Beverly Hills Cop is an A. The second Beverly Hills Cop is a B. The third Beverly Hills Cop is a D minus. This one, it's a solid B. Now let's be clear. John Ashton and Judge Reinhold and even Eddie Murphy are a lot longer in the tooth than they were in the 80s. So this action comedy feels a little bit different, but don't worry, because Taylour Paige as Jane, and especially Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Bobby, they pick up the slack, so this action comedy still fits that. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, Axel's still in the fold, but he's not carrying all the weight. The things that he used to share a lot with Rosewood and Taggart kind of fall into Bobby now, and it works really well. I liked this film. I liked it as both a film knowing what it is and just being a fan. I remember the first time I saw Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, I was 10 years old. In retrospect, maybe that was a little young. However, the 80s were a different time.
Lloyd, get Jerry Bruckheimer on the phone.
What did you think of Beverly Hills Cop Axel F? What's a film franchise that you would like one more of? We'll talk soon.